Minneapolis is at the center of national attention after a tragic incident involving federal agents and local residents. Images of protests, crowds, and chants fill the news, reflecting deep anger and confusion. This didn't come out of nowhere. Tensions over immigration enforcement have been building for years. The recent shootings acted as a final spark, igniting protests across the city and beyond. Community members say law enforcement went too far, while officials claim agents acted in self-defense. This is more than a local story, it's a national debate about justice, safety, and how we treat people in our communities. The protests are about big questions: who we are as a country, and what we value. What happens in Minneapolis could echo across the nation. ICE, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is a federal agency under Homeland Security, created after 9/11. Their job enforce immigration and customs laws, which means finding and deporting undocumented immigrants and investigating cross-border crimes. ICE operates nationwide, not just at borders, often conducting raids in neighborhoods and workplaces. Critics say ICE's tactics are aggressive, leading to fear and distrust in immigrant communities. Supporters argue ICE is essential for national security and law enforcement. The agency's actions, especially family separations and early morning raids, fuel controversy. Protests against ICE are about more than one incident. They're about the agency's role in American life. The Minneapolis conflict is the latest flashpoint in this ongoing debate. At its core, the question is, how should America enforce its immigration laws, and at what cost to its communities? On a cold January day, ICE agents entered a tight-knit immigrant neighborhood in Minneapolis to arrest one person. Unmarked cars and plainclothes agents caused confusion. Neighbors gathered, worried and filming. Tensions rose quickly, then shots were fired. 2 community members were killed. ICE claims agents were threatened by an aggressive crowd and acted in self-defense. Residents insist they were peaceful, just protecting a neighbor. The death sent shockwaves through the city, turning long-standing fears into urgent outrage. For many, this tragedy confirmed their worst fears about federal enforcement. The shootings made the debate real, immediate, and impossible to ignore. In response, people organized protests and walkouts, public ways to demand change. A protest is when people gather to show they're against something, using signs, chants, and marches to make their voices heard. Walkouts are a specific protest, where people leave work or school together, sacrificing pay or attendance to show solidarity. These actions are disruptive by design, blocking traffic, shutting down businesses, to force attention on urgent issues. Protesters believe normal channels aren't working, so they take to the streets. The risk is real: arrests, lost wages, even jobs. But for many, the cause outweighs the risk. Protests are a fundamental right in a democracy, a way to demand that leaders listen. In Minneapolis, walkouts and marches are a citywide call for justice. The message, business as usual, can't continue when lives are at stake. Disruption is the point, so no one can ignore what's happening. In the crowds, you hear raw emotion, grief, anger, and determination. These are not just fleeting feelings, but deep, lasting wounds that echo through the streets. Each face in the crowd tells a story of loss and hope, of families and friends who refuse to be silent. Protesters say the system is broken, especially for immigrants and people of color. They point to years of injustice, to stories that have gone unheard for far too long. Their signs and voices demand that the world finally listen. A student might say, "We're here because our neighbors were killed by government agents. They were people, not statistics." For many young people, this is their first protest, but their conviction is unwavering. They march for classmates, for families, for futures that feel uncertain. Many demand accountability, independent investigations, body camera footage, and real consequences for agents involved. They want to see real change, not just promises or apologies. The crowd's chants grow louder, echoing through city blocks. Without transparency, trust is impossible. People want to know the truth, to see justice done openly. Only then can communities begin to heal. Older residents fear for their family's safety, questioning how to trust authorities after such violence. They remember other times, other tragedies, and wonder if things will ever truly change. The fear is real. People are afraid to go to work or send kids to school. Everyday routines now feel dangerous, and uncertainty shadows even the simplest moments. Community organizers link the tragedy to aggressive immigration policies, demanding an end to such enforcement in their neighborhoods. They call for compassion, for policies that protect rather than punish. The call is for sanctuary, protection, and a future where this never happens again. People want to build a city where everyone feels safe, no matter where they come from. The protests are about more than mourning. They're about demanding change. They are about rewriting the story of the city together as one community. No justice, no peace is more than a chant, it's a promise. It's a vow to keep fighting until justice is real for everyone. The movement is about dignity, safety, and the right to exist without fear. It's about standing together, refusing to let fear divide or silence them. Minneapolis is marching for its future, a future shaped by the voices rising from the pavement, demanding to be heard. Government officials tell a different story, urging patience and caution. ICE and Homeland Security say agents faced a dangerous, rapidly evolving situation and acted in self-defense. Their official line, the operation targeted a wanted individual, but a hostile crowd interfered, forcing agents to use their weapons. Any loss of life is regrettable, but officers have the right to protect themselves. Local police stress support for peaceful protest but warn against violence or property damage. Officials draw a line between lawful demonstration and unlawful activity, promising arrests for those who cross it. Politicians emphasize the importance of enforcing laws and supporting law enforcement. They urge the public to let investigations proceed and trust the legal process. The government's focus order, security, and the rule of law. Their message, justice will come, but only through official channels. Minneapolis feels tense, like a city holding its breath. The air is thick with anticipation, and every street corner seems to carry a sense of unease. Even the familiar sights of the city feel different, as if everyone is waiting for something to happen. Daily life continues, but there's an undercurrent of anxiety. Hushed conversations, news vans, and uncertainty everywhere. People glance at their phones for updates, exchanging worried looks with strangers. The city's usual rhythm is disrupted, replaced by a quiet tension that lingers in the background. As night falls, protests fill the streets, chants for justice echo through downtown. The energy shifts. What was once quiet becomes a powerful roar, as voices rise together, demanding to be heard. The city pulses with determination and urgency. The city is divided, some anxious, some energized, all affected. Emotions run high, and the divide is felt in every conversation, every gathering. Yet, everyone is touched by the events unfolding around them. In the neighborhood where the shootings happened, grief is visible. Flowers, candles, and silent gatherings. People come together to mourn, sharing quiet moments of reflection and support. The pain is raw and ever-present. The pain is personal, but so is the anger. Faces in the crowd show heartbreak and frustration as people demand answers and accountability. Yet there's also solidarity, strangers helping each other, volunteers offering aid, and a sense of unity in the demand for change. Acts of kindness and support shine through, reminding everyone that they are not alone in this struggle. The emotional landscape is complicated: sadness, anger, hope, and resilience all at once. People are searching for answers, but also for hope, clinging to the belief that things can get better. The protests have brought together people from all walks of life. Differences are set aside as the community unites for a common cause, standing shoulder to shoulder in pursuit of justice. Amid sorrow, there's a powerful sense of community. People comfort one another, offering strength and compassion in the face of adversity. Minneapolis is on edge, but it's also united in its call for justice. The determination in the crowd is unmistakable, as voices join together, refusing to be silenced. The city is waiting, demanding answers, and refusing to be ignored. In this moment, Minneapolis stands together, determined to shape its future. The families of the two men killed are devastated, forced to grieve in the public eye. Their pain is compounded by the constant attention, as cameras and reporters capture their most vulnerable moments. For many, there is no privacy to process their loss. Their loss is personal and profound. Children without fathers, parents without sons. The absence is felt at every family gathering, every empty seat at the dinner table, and in the quiet moments when memories resurface. The trauma ripples through the entire community, especially among immigrants who already feel vulnerable. Many worry that they could be next, or that their voices won't be heard if tragedy strikes again. Fear has intensified. People are staying home, keeping kids from school, and avoiding public places. Parents are making difficult choices, weighing safety against the need for normalcy. Small businesses are suffering as customers stay away, and some owners join the protests or close out of fear. The local economy, already fragile, is now under even more strain. Walkouts mean lost wages for many, but the cause feels urgent enough to risk it. Workers are standing together, hoping their voices will bring about change, even as they worry about making ends meet. The incident has deepened distrust between residents and law enforcement. Conversations that were once civil have become tense, and suspicion lingers in every interaction. When people fear the police, everyone is less safe. Crimes go unreported, cooperation breaks down. The sense of security that once held the community together is now shaken. The damage isn't just emotional or economic, it's a fracture in the community's trust. Rebuilding that trust will require time, effort, and honest dialogue from all sides. Healing will take time, and the pain is felt by everyone. Each act of kindness, each shared story, is a small step toward recovery. The ripple effect of this tragedy is wide and lasting, touching every corner of the city and leaving a mark that will not soon fade. Protesters want immediate transparency, release all footage, name the agents, and launch an independent investigation. They're calling for a fundamental change to ICE, or even its abolition, and a more compassionate immigration system. The focus is on keeping families together and ending aggressive enforcement in sensitive places. Locally, there's pressure for stronger sanctuary policies and for leaders to stand up to federal agencies. The bigger question: what kind of country does America want to be? Are we defined by fear and enforcement, or by compassion and justice? Minneapolis is forcing the nation to confront these questions. The fight here is about the soul of the country, and what happens next is up to all of us.